Anisha. I'm interested in computer science and also biomedical engineering. I started taking CS classes since like 4th grade. I just kept taking classes in school and outside of school, and that's kind of when my interest started. Around like I would say freshman year or sophomore year, I kind of started transitioning from CS to biomedical engineering because I was like, oh, I love CS, I love the problem solving, I love creating things, but at the same time I wanted to have more of like an impact because I feel like biomedical engineering is an area where you can like create things but also do it in the field of medicine where you can actually like solve problems. Well, okay, for CS, I started with a course, CS 50, and that's where I like started realizing like, oh, I really like this. But like, it was very hard, but I really recommend the course, by the way. Yeah, it's CS 50 at Harvard, it's like online completely, and it's completely free, so it's really good. And you do like a final project, a bunch of other projects, so it's good. Now I'm doing like a different project, which it's called medical image analysis, which is like you take brain scans. At least for me, I'm using brain scans that had stroke. The person had stroke, and it's using AI to like segment, which locate the stroke lesion in the brain scan. You're gonna have like certain parts of your brain, and the AI is gonna like locate that and like show you. That's what I'm working on. I originally kind of started researching like concussions actually, because like I play soccer and concussions are really common, right? But you can't really do much with concussions because it's not you can't really see it in the brain. I kind of transitioned from that to stroke. My family had like an experience with stroke, and it was like, oh, like maybe I can do something to help this. I think it's definitely gonna come really big because medicine, there are so many applications that you can use AI for, not just in like images, like brain scans, not just that, but like in healthcare, like the way you execute a hospital, for example, like how do you make processes more efficient? Like that's really good that AI can be used for. Just in general, I mean, obviously it's become really big with ChatGPT and DALL-E, like other sort of algorithms, but I think it's going to be started to apply to almost every field, definitely. But I think just to overcome that, you kind of have to realize that if AI is going to start taking over these like automatable jobs, you have to kind of go into a field where it's like problem solving, or it's like something AI can't particularly do. An example of that would be like what I'm doing, but also luckily a lot of areas are becoming obsolete because of AI. Like you said, like what jobs? Kind of just regurgitates information. Human has to train it, right? And all it does is kind of give that back to you in like a different way to go into a place where, yeah, problem solving basically, yeah. Honestly, like the biggest challenges is just like how difficult it is, like in general, you know what I mean? Because like when I was taking my course, the CS 50, that was really hard for me, even though I had already taken so many like CS courses beforehand. Like my mom had to help me with so many of the projects because there were so many like errors that you run into, and it's really hard. I think with my current project, because it's like there isn't much information about it because I'm trying to use like a specific architecture that's kind of newer, harder to like implement that onto what I want to do because there isn't people who have done it before. It's been really helpful, and I have a mentor because otherwise without them, like I have no idea what I would do. Harvard course is really big. Like I know a couple other people have taken it here. They definitely inspired me like in a lot of things. Like my dad, he was the one who introduced me to soccer. He's the one who's like taken me through like math, CS, every single thing. Like he has really inspired me because he was really good at it at my age, and so he's helped me along the way. And the same thing with my mom. And I would definitely say they have like steered me in the direction of like CS, you know, like do something that pays money. I'll ask them about a certain job. Like I asked them like, oh, what would happen if I like majored in like psychology, for example? They would say like, oh, like yeah, you could learn a lot of things, but maybe don't because you can only become a therapist. At least that's what they would say. At the end of the day, I like trust them, but also like make sure to like do your own research too. So my parents, they basically influenced my decision to like not do soccer this year because like of how much time it takes up, and like my grades were definitely like slipping because I didn't have enough time. So yeah, that would definitely be something they held me back in, but at the end of the day, like I think it really beneficial for me because like now I have more time to focus on like other things. From a young age, like start exploring literally anything. Like it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be like, oh, my parents told me to do CS. No, just like literally do whatever. And I feel like when you do that, you're kind of gonna start realizing what kinds of things you want to do. And so, but as far as CS goes, I would say literally just take courses. There's so many courses online that you can take for CS that are free. You learn how to like code Python or Swift in like a 3-hour YouTube course. Like they're really good. So if you do your own research and you kind of see like what are things that need to be solved, or what are like problems that people are currently working on, and then you yourself can like either self-driven like start your own project. You can reach out to like different professors. I definitely think there is like a stigma set in Saratoga to like go to STEM, go to CS, become a doctor, that sort of thing. I know people who are going into the humanities and they're really good at like, people are going to economics, people are going into poli-sci or psychology, and like I think as long as you show that you're good at this thing, like if you can show your parents, like your parents are the ones who are stopping you, I think it's up to you. Like, if you're gonna be able to show them, like, this is how far I can go in this field, and like, what can I do to achieve that, and what I can achieve in that field. Able to show that, there should be no reason why someone is telling you not to go into that field. Because if you're good at it, or if you think you can be good at it, and you think you can go far, and you think you can be successful in that field, then like, you should go into that field. Me, I really want to just make advancements in the medical field using my skills, which is computer science, obviously. And there's so many things. Like for me, it's the stroke, it's the brain of right now. But I just want to probably go further into the brain and like see what else can I do. Maybe even like mapping the brain. There's so many there's neuro processes in the brain, which is that I think everyone in this high school, at least who I surround myself with, are very focused on like doing well, and I think that really helps because if everyone's sort of focused, then you also are kind of just pushed into like, okay, focus, like you can do well, that sort of thing. It's good that we have this mindset here, but the drawback of that is that it's very stressful because now it's like, oh, I'm surrounded by all these people and like, oh my god, they're doing great things. What if I'm not doing enough? So it's like a lot of pressure. But associate yourself from that and just like think about just yourself. Like, am I doing enough? It's okay. Like, it's okay. It's literally okay. I still think, even though people are saying like, oh, college is becoming less and less important, a lot of jobs you don't need like a degree anymore. Prestige definitely makes it easier, I would say. Like, for example, if you're in an interview, you're from Stanford, someone else is from like another school. The interviewer is gonna see Stanford, and immediately they already have that upper hand. So it definitely helps in like the job industry. But I feel gaining experience, it shouldn't have that big of a difference because at the end of the day, it's how much you are gonna do to like achieve your goals. You know what I mean? So even if you're not going to the best college, as long as you think you're doing enough, that should be good enough. Okay. I really like sports, obviously. So I'm playing soccer for a really long time, and since freshman year I've been running. And even though like those are for fun, I think you learn so much from playing a sport because there's so many ups and downs that you go through. And why invent a sport when you have soccer? Like